All right, welcome to this page of the notes. Now that you guys have some experience dealing with relations and functions, what I want to do is give you a little bit of practice with evaluating a function when you are given it. I am sure that all of you have seen this or heard this analogy before. Please think of a function as a machine. What's going to happen is we're going to plug something into our function machine. The function's going to do whatever it does, and then it's going to spit out our answer or our range value. Domain goes in, function chugs along doing whatever it does, and spits out a y value or a range value. Let me show you the picture of what it looks like. The domain value is what you're going to plug in. Now I have this machine that I'm plugging my domain value into. This machine is what we call our function. So my function is f of x. So my machine is going to be the f of x function. Now, once I plug my domain value, when I put my x value into the machine, it's going to chug along doing whatever it does, and it's going to spit out a range value or a y value. Now, what does my machine do in this example problem? Well, in this example problem, my machine is that right there. It is 3x squared minus 4. So what's going to happen is when I plug in my domain or my x value, right, that's going to go in for x, I'm going to square it, multiply it by 3, subtract 4. Once I've done all that work to it, I spit out my answer, my range, or my y value, right? This is how a function works. Now, what we're going to do is take a look at, right, evaluating these functions because we want to write it in a way that's very neat, simple, and easy to use. So what we're doing is when the value, what I want you to plug into the function will always be in parentheses. So let me rewrite this. Right? You are going to plug in some value for x. And I'm going to tell you what that value is. You're going to get out a y value. You don't know what that is until you've performed the operations of the function. So here we go. Let's take a look at what I've got for you. They want you to do f of 2. Well, since my function is f of x, right? I no longer have an x in the parentheses. I now have a 2 in parentheses. What that means is they want you to take this 2 and put it into the machine, right? So here we go. I'm going to plug a 2 into my function. So I will have 3 times 2 squared minus 4. Everywhere I have an x, I'm going to plug in the value they're asking you to put into the function. Well, let's go ahead and do that. 2 squared is 4. 4 times 3 is 12. And 12 minus 4 would be 8. Let's try another one. They ask you to do f of 6. Okay, well, what they want you to do, since this is the value that they've given you for x, 6 is what they want you to put into the function machine. So everywhere there's an x, you're going to put a 6. Oh, that 3 didn't turn out right. Wow. Hang on, let me rewrite that. None of that looks good. I can do better. I can do better. Here we go. 3, 6 squared minus 4. There we go. Now you can read that. Well, let's see if we can do this in our heads here. 6 squared, actually we can't. 6 squared is 36. 36 times 3 is going to be, here, let me help you out. 36, I got a calculator right here. 36 times 3 is going to be 108. And 108 minus 4 should be 104. Awesome. Let's try the next one. They want you to do f of 2k. Well, all they're asking you to do is take the value, right? This guy right here, 2k, and that's what they want you to plug into the function. Well, that means that this is going to go everywhere you have an x. So I'm going to have 3 times 2k, which will be squared, minus 4. All right, well, let's go ahead and do that. I know it still has a variable in it, but that's okay. This is algebra. There's going to be variables all over the place. Don't let that throw you off. So here's what you need to remember. This is a property of exponents. Whenever you have a product squared, you must square both things inside the, in fact, you have to square everything inside the parentheses. So this will be a 2 squared as well as a k squared. Well, 2 squared is 4, and k squared, I don't know what k is, so we're just going to write k squared. So this will be 3 times 4k squared minus 4. Well, now I'm going to multiply that by 3. So 3 times 4 would be 12. 12k squared minus 4. That's as far as I can go because these are not like terms, and I don't have anything else to add, subtract, multiply, or divide, so I have gone as far as I can possibly go. And that's your answer. I realize it's not a number, but that's okay. It still has a variable in it. This is algebra. That's going to happen a lot. That takes care of this page of the notes. At this point, you should feel fairly comfortable with relations, figuring out, writing the relations 4 different ways, set notation, table or a chart, a map, or graphing it. You should also feel fairly comfortable about figuring out whether the relation is also a function by doing the one-to-one test. In addition to that, is it also onto, both, or neither? And then you should feel comfortable with graphing these things, both discrete, ordered pairs, graphing an equation, how you do that, and figuring out the domain and range. If you're still shaky on any of those, give the homework a shot. You'll get some extra practice, or go back and rewatch any of these videos. Thanks for joining me for this section, and I'll see you the next time.